A lot of the time when life is on a roll and you're feeling good, life will just kind of hit you with something to just stop your momentum and to kind of put you in a slump, and it's really hard to get out of that slump. It all happens to us, but it's important to remember that these things are bound to happen. No matter how great life gets, there will always be something that gets you down once in a while. It's normal. That's life. It's important to remember that you can't control the waves of the water, but you can control the sails of your boat. Now, what do you do? What do you do when these setbacks happen? What do you do when you're feeling down and you feel like you're in a slump? The way to deal with the feeling of those setbacks is to know that there is a lesson in everything. If you feel like you keep on running into the same problem, the same bad partner, the same negative way of thinking, it's because you haven't learnt the lesson that's in that problem. No matter what, so long as you haven't learnt that lesson, it'll just keep on coming back to you. A lot of people might start thinking all these bad things are happening to me, I don't know what to do, da 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 da. No, these problems are coming to you because you haven't changed. If it's repetitive problems, it's something that you gotta fix yourself. This is not an external thing, this is an internal thing. The only way to break the pattern of these setbacks is to respond differently. If you want a different result, you gotta respond differently. Sometimes people identify with having problems and they start victim blaming, making their problems more prevalent and making the problems that they do have even more magnified. In any setback and in any situation, the best thing that you can do is to let go of what you can't control and know that this won't last forever. A week from now, you'll most likely be laughing. Maybe you might have even forgotten about the problem. Even if it doesn't seem that way right now, it will. Even if it doesn't seem that way right now, it will get better. It always does. Life moves up and down. Look at the things that you can control and tunnel vision on that. Because focusing on anything that you can't control is a complete waste of time. There's no point in focusing on what you can't control. You keep attracting the same problems because you're being the same person. You keep on having the same standards, you keep on having the same mindsets. You need to change. Guess how much changes when you think about things that you can't control? Nothing changes. Because when you're thinking about things that you can't control, or you're trying to figure stuff out instead of just doing it, you're wasting the present moment just daydreaming, just staring into space, wasting time, or stressing yourself out when you don't need to be. Like I said, tunnel vision on what you can control. Because when you tunnel vision on what you can control, you're stepping into your own power and you're not giving your power away to the unknown. And a lot of the time when we're focusing on things that we can't control, it's us focusing on the future, stuff that hasn't even happened yet. And the only thing that exists is what? The present moment. One thing that really helps when you're stressed out or you feel like everything is just kind of going downhill is to step away from whatever you're doing. Step away from it all and just go do something you'll enjoy. Go make some brownies, go to the park, go call a friend, go out in nature, go for a walk your dog, paint a picture, do a dance. I don't know, do something that's completely unrelated to whatever you're stressing about. Because what that does is it gives your mind a chance to rest. It gives your mind a chance to reset itself from stressing about whatever you're stressing about, from thinking about whatever you're thinking about. It kind of breaks the pattern of thinking about that thing. A lot of the time we'll get stuck in this illusion that our reality is just like when we're in those moments of just downhill, setback after setback, it's just like sometimes we get caught thinking that that's how life is in that moment. But by stepping away, it gives our mind a chance to be like, hold on, wait a second, it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to be stressing out about this. I don't have to identify my life with these problems. Just like when it's a cloudy day, it doesn't mean that the sun went away. There's still the sun, and the sun is still gonna come out. That doesn't mean that we have to identify with our problems. That doesn't mean that the clouds are gonna be there forever. Like, no, the sun is still there. Those happy moments are still there. It helps to step back and just take the wheel for a second and just be like, it doesn't always have to be like this. It doesn't always have to be like this. Take control. You have full control over your body and your actions. Don't let these external circumstances define your reality. That's kind of the mindset that you gotta go into life with. Like, no matter how many times that life kind of hits you, or you get into a slump, or it just seems like your momentum just stopped, no matter how many times it seems like you just fallen off, you will get back up. And you just gotta know that you'll get back up. No matter how many times something negative happens, you'll just keep on getting up. Do not let your external circumstances define your reality. And sometimes people think like, oh, like, why do I keep on attracting these negative situations? Why do these things keep on happening to me? And then they'll look at somebody else and just be like, how come they have like a healthy relationship? How come I can't have a healthy relationship? How come I keep on attracting these same bad partners? These things just keep on happening to me. They think that those people are just so fortunate to not have to deal with those things. The only difference is that those people are just making different decisions. That's it. They choose to avoid certain things because they've learned their lesson. Like I said earlier, you gotta learn your lesson to evolve. That's what we're all here to do. We're all here to evolve. Life will just keep on bringing back those problems until you learn from them. Those people who seem like they're not having those problems, they're just taking other steps to avoid those problems. Just like when you learn that the stove is hot, you're not gonna touch it because you learned your lesson. Oh, you haven't been going to the gym because you can't wake up early enough, Set up the night before. That's a different decision you gotta make. You gotta set up the night before to make the difference the next day. There's always gonna be something that you can do to make a difference. Oh, people keep on disappointing me. Have higher standards for yourself. If you keep on running into these problems with other people, have higher standards for yourself that lead to you not having to deal with those type of problems. And sometimes that might mean leaving certain people. Sometimes that might mean not associating yourself with certain types of people. You just gotta switch up your actions, try a different route, try a different method. You just gotta do something different to get a different result. And sometimes the best thing that you could really do is to not be in a needy state of needing things to be a certain way. So basically, be detached from the outcome of whatever you're doing. Be detached from whatever happens that you can't control. Just flow with what you can control and take a hold of what you can control, and just know that no matter how many times something happens that prevents you from doing what you want to do, you're gonna get back up. You might need to take a step back, like I said earlier, but you're gonna get back up. And that's what you have to remember. You don't identify with having those problems. Don't identify your life with those external circumstances. But yeah, that's really all I have to say today. That might have been a short video, but yeah, I just felt like that's really important because I feel like a lot of people tend to get into slumps, and then they get into negative thinking patterns, thinking that they shouldn't be in a slump, making them get into a more slump. And so yeah, I just really hope that that helps somebody, because that's just something that I had to learn too. And yeah, be patient with yourself, because there's no point in overly stressing yourself out more than you already are. Yeah, anyways, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. I promise to keep on uploading. I've kind of been in a little bit of a slump, but I am getting back to it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.